Welcome, everybody, once again. Josh the Mosh. We are in the pit. Let's just get right into it. Bringing in numero dos. What is happening, my brother? How are you?
What's up, Josh? How you been, man?
Man, just living the dream and fighting Twitter battles. That's what's happening in my world, man.
One guy at a time, huh?
Yep. Fuck that guy. Anyway, we're starting this show off with vulgar language, just to be clear, so everybody knows.
Oh,
everybody
yeah. Our disclaimer. Yeah, and for those of y'all that are watching, commenting, or coming in the pit ever, you can totally cuss in the pit. If you don't, we're going to anyway.
Yeah, we don't give a fuck. Anyway, cool. Well, and with that said, let's just get it rocking and popping. Let's go. Let's get in the pit. Let's bring out the one that usually starts off the show with our first segment. Mr. Brandon B. Ninja himself. What is happening?
What's good? I just want to say fuck to that one person that I keep getting bodied by. His name is Fakaram from Tekken 7. Nerf that motherfucker. Thank you very much. But anyway, and the guys y'all just mentioned.
We're calling everybody out tonight.
Yeah, we just got to fuck the pain away. That's all we got to do. But anyway. Anyway, I'm going to keep it brief with my woman of the week because I'm just super happy that I got to saw her. As a matter of fact, for being just woman of the week, it's the woman on my shirt right here. So for August 13th, excuse me. Mind you, I just woke up, but bear with me. Yes, it's Little Swole herself, Nicole Savoy right here. This little California native is making waves in professional wrestling. Well, actually been, because she's been one of the best kept secrets for the longest times. Becoming the inaugural Heart of Shimmer champion, which she held for 400 and Heart of Shimmer champion, the Pro Wrestling Revolution champion, and just her recent reign as the longest reigning Shimmer Women's Athletes champion. For held that shit for about 721 days, basically cleaning up everybody from the likes of Mercedes Martinez, Hiromu Matsumoto, Sun Young, you name it. She just beasted through everybody through the 2.5 years that she's been Shimmer champion. But what I love about Nicole Savoy is not only her skills as a suplex and submission technician, but her persona that she brings that nobody else does, except her partner Big Swole. It's that swagger, because I'm not sure if you've ever been to shows with her on it or seen her matches with Savoy live. When she likes to wrap you up in some submissions, she will wrap your heads up with some insults and some swagger talk, just to let them know that she can be basically a bit of a clown at times, but at the same time, the clown will wrap you up in a balloon to the point where she will make you submit. So the reason I'm highlighting her this week is because I'm not sure if you saw AEW's Women's Tag Team World Cup that happened, but she was a surprise tag team partner for Big Swole. And since they're already an established tag team, seeing the Swole Nation on a big platform like AEW definitely put a smile on my face, because these are two women of color that not only Big Swole, but Little Swole herself, that definitely needed the big recognition. I mean, she already competed in Stardom as Shimmer champion, by the way, and she already done the Mae Classic for WWE. So Little Swole White here is just continuing to just throwing blows and throwing asses in circles while throwing a little hee ha ha on top of her opponents. So just to see them get the victory on this edition, I had to get the homie a little shout out as she is my woman of the week, because AW needs to sign her, and I want those two to win the tag comp, which unfortunately won't happen because they're so heavy on the Nightmare Sisters, and that's who they're facing this coming Monday. But shout out to Lil Swole.
Very cool, man. Yeah, I saw her pop on there, and I was like, I bet I know somebody that is happy about this. I didn't know that she was going to be your woman of the week, but I was like, I had a feeling. I was like, that could be a candidate right there. So I like when I kind of predict stuff when I don't even know. Very cool, man. And of course, you got your number one fan. I'm sure you're There you go. I was waiting for
I
that.
would give him my birthday's present, but I can't show it on air.
He needs to see your shirt a little better, I guess. Is he saying you need to put on a wrestling shirt?
This is a wrestling shirt, motherfucker.
I was like, he is wearing a wrestling shirt.
Damn it!
Go back partying in Vegas. Just don't get
Go back
COVID.
to the craps table, Brigadier. Let's go, man. Go back to the craps table.
Yeah.
So
I don't think he's in Vegas yet. I think he's bored as hell on the plane.
Well, anyway, I'm jealous of him. But anyway.
Wi-Fi.
But yeah, man. Thanks for dropping the knowledge and showing some extra love to your woman of the week.
No probs.
Appreciate you, man. We will see you next week.
The week that is next. Deuces, y'all.
Very cool as always, man. This guy, he's always got something to teach us and tell us about. And from that, speaking of someone that teaches us and tells us about stuff, it's always extra special when we get our puro bro up in the house. What is up, Angel?
Doing good. How about y'all?
Back by popular demand.
Appreciate it. Yeah, there's a lot going on in the puro world, but today I'm just gonna stick with New Japan. Let me go ahead and put the timer because I know I'm gonna stay on track. All right, so here we go. So this weekend, the theme for New Japan has been lately tournaments. They're doing tournaments out the ass. We just got done with New Japan Cup, and they quickly now they went into the Never Six-Man Tag. Now, one of the reasons why they started doing this tournament was that when Evil actually won the belt, he was actually champions with Sonata and Bushi. So obviously he's with Bullet Club now, so had to do a tournament. Now, I'm not gonna lie, the six-man title is probably the lowest title there in New Japan. Like New Japan don't really cared about it. So when I heard that they were gonna do a New Japan Cup, I was like, whoa, a tournament for the six-man title? Which, if you're a fan of Lucha, six-man titles, it just makes sense. It's always been a thing. I was hoping New Japan would succeed with this, and they did. And the story of the Never Six-Man Title tournament was actually this man right here, Yoshihashi. Now, ratings, don't worry, I'm gonna throw 4.5 stars on this match. So this match right here. So Yoshihashi, he's a guy. He's a lovable loser. No matter what he does, he always loses. It can never get it done. Well, lo and behold, his team of Ishii, Goto, and him finally won a Never Six-Man Cup and beat Okada, Sho, and of course our man Toru Yano there. Now, this is significant because he finally won a belt. He was within tears. He even almost brought me to tears, and I have no emotions because it was like he actually won the belt. And the thing is, not only did he win the belt, but he cared so much about it that it makes you care about it, right? So I was like, you know what? My man, that's what it's all about. He went, he elevated this belt, and so I am happy for him. He finally got a belt. Good for them. By the way, this match right here, you want me to throw stars at it? 4.5 stars. It was an awesome match. Loved everything about it.
Nice.
Now let's go to the next one. So, like I said, New Japan, the theme is tournaments. So right now, they're doing a King of Pro Wrestling tournament, or they're gonna start this in August 26th. Now, this was Okada's big announcement early in August. We all thought it was going to be something relating to Championship Carnival or No One N1, which I will talk to next week about. But it actually is just a tournament where each wrestler picks a special stipulation. So, for example, in this first match we see here, you see Okada versus our man here, the Tokyo Pimp. Now, Okada's stipulation is he wants to do a 3-against-1. Him against Yado and Gato. I don't know why you want to do that, but that's what he wants to do. While Tokyo Pimp wants to do a lumberjack. So it's going to be up to the fans, and at that event, it's going to be revealed who wins, and thus they will have that match. Some of the other stipulations, nothing's really come out, but in the reveal, Okada did say that there could be a cage match, there could be a ladder match. The only stipulation I've heard so far right now is Desperado. He says he wants to do a finisher only match, which, I mean, sure, but So we'll see what happens with this tournament. It should be kind of fun. Thankfully, New Japan's making these house shows interesting because they've had 10 back-to-back Korakuen Hall shows, and they've had to make it somewhat interesting because it was getting kind of repetitive and boring. So they made this pretty good. It actually just came out 4 hours ago, but the New Japan show that it was supposed to happen today actually was canceled because one of the wrestlers showed signs of the coronavirus. So I'm hoping this will still happen, but as of right now, the event for today was canceled. We'll see what happens with the upcoming events. So we're hoping this King of Pro Wrestling, or as many call it, the Kazuchika Okada Pro Wrestling Tournament, because he's gonna win. Come on, look at the guys here. So whoever, yeah, yeah, right. So whoever. So what's gonna happen is each person after they win, then they go into their match, which is gonna be at the Struggle in Jigu Stadium. Now, what's pretty significant about this, before I go into the other match, is the last time they were at Jigu Stadium was 1999, right? And this one, we're talking like a big old stadium, wide open. I think right now they said they're gonna have around like 5,000 people. They may have more, but it's gonna look pretty cool. Them being in this whole stadium here. Now,
because of the conditions, or that's the usual match.
Oh, it's just the conditions, yeah. So that's one thing about actually Japanese pro wrestling right now is they're all having fans, and they're all either they're doing where there's like seats that are open in the middle. They're not allowed to cheer; they're just clapping. So with being in a stadium, it actually helps them stay with being to make sure that the coronavirus isn't going to bother them. So that's where you see these little 4 empty guys. That's where whoever is the final 4 for the King of Pro Wrestling will be right there. Other significant matches I see here is, of course, you see my man. See here, you see. You know what? Let's skip all that because I'm running out of time. So let's talk about Shingo versus Suzuki. So what's cool about this is now Shingo says he wants to have a barbed wire barricade exploding landmine match. As has been revealed. I'm hoping, right? And one of the reasons is because dude. Okay, yeah. So for those that don't know, I'm going a little bit over time, but this is fucking important. For those that don't know, this kind of match was a staple of the 90s FMW with guys like Mr. Pogo, Hayabusa, Onita, anyone you can think of that was a deathmatch guy did these kinds of matches. They're all on YouTube. Man, y'all gotta look these matches up. They're utterly insane. But with that being said, because of that, they want to make sure that, hey, if we can have this kind of match, let's have it. Hasn't been announced yet, but we will see. And then the other significant match, obviously, is Naito versus Evil for both belts, and we'll see what happens there. I'm hoping that Evil keeps it because it's pissing off the whole crowd, but, what can you do? Fans will be angry. And last and not least, I want to give a shout out to Central Texas's own Barrett Brown and ACH for being booked in the New Japan U.S. tournament that's happening right now, and it'll be on Friday. Now they're not actually in the tournament, but they're going to be in the undercard matches. So guys like Barrett Brown, who we've seen before, glad to see he's being elevated to more of an international level. And guys, you also see Alex Zane, and I forgot to do his name, but the Lionheart from GCW. So I'm glad. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, he's a beast, by the way. Shout out to GCW for allowing these guys to do it. So that's all I got. And that was a minute and a half over, but my bad. I love FMW. That's all.
That's good stuff.
That's great stuff.
I got to echo that sentiment. If you haven't watched those 90s FMW stuff, you have to. I mean, you've got to watch it. It's good stuff.
It's insanity, especially when the timer's going off 10, 9, 8, and there's the hype, and the crowd's going crazy, and goes boom. Oh my god! After this, I'm gonna go ahead and watch one of those matches because I love them so much.
I love it.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much, man. Now you know why you're back by popular demand. Hope you come back as soon as possible.
Most definitely. Thank you, guys.
All right, brother. Be safe.
Be safe.
Holy hell, man.
I'm excited. I hope they get that back.
Man, he just brings it though, man. It's just like I want to give a shit about it too now, and I don't even know what he's talking about.
I have to catch myself like zoning out and just listening to him. I'm like, yeah.
I know, man. It's like, don't ever stop. It's so cool.
And I'm like, be cool, man. You're on camera. Be cool.
Yeah. But I'm over that. Watch. There's another recommendation from a Facebook user that didn't hit the link. Watch Yumi Kudo versus Combat Toyota exploding barbed wire rope match.
A ton of people used to be in those. The women over there would do it. It's insane.
Speaking of insane, man, I'm segueing tonight. Y'all man. Talking about insane, we're going to talk about some deathmatch stuff. So let's bring in numero uno and numero dos.
What's up?
What is happening, my brother?
How's
Welcome
everybody
back
doing
to
today?
Texas. You back in Texas?
Yeah.
You sound really happy about it.
Oh yeah, can you see?
Man, it's just a whole new you.
All right, so I went to New Jersey to ICW Locals Bar.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, man. How did that go?
It went from good to fucking awesome because because of the rain, the first show was supposed to take place on Friday, but it started raining and they weren't ready for a show like on the rain. So they moved the show to a barn that was in the property where the event took place. So we ended up getting an extra show for free because he was so sorry that the event couldn't happen as planned. So he just threw like 4 or 5 matches extra for that day, and we had a little extra show. Yeah, it was really good. It was That's the picture for the first show. So the first show was a no-ring death match inside the barn. The second show was in that picture. It was the regular Nobles bar inside the barn, but with the ring. And then the third one, they moved the ring outside again, and that's where they had the Nobles bar 5. All the matches were really good, but one of the ones standing out the most was Red Bentley versus Del Patricks. That match stole, in my opinion, it stole the show. Out of all 3 shows we had, in my opinion, that was like the best one. And people like really wanted the Patricks to come back to ICW because of his performance on the second show. It was such amazing match. If you get a chance to watch it, go to IWTV and watch. You can watch all of the shows that happen, but No Holds Barred 2. No, 4, and look for the Del Patricks versus Reed Bentley. That match was out of this world.
Yeah, my personal favorite scenario in the deathmatch circus this weekend was Jimmy Lloyd coming out of King of the Deathmatch after he had survived 2 matches in King of the Deathmatch without bleeding. And Jimmy Lloyd showed up and he was going to go all out this tournament. And he put on a pretty decent match at No Holds Barred 4 and then called out Akira, and they fought again at No Holds 5. And at the end of it all, Jimmy just gave a shout out to all the haters talking about, if I want to bleed, I'll bleed. You're welcome to come in here and try this if you want to, but I do my job. I've done this long enough and I've proved myself. And I thought it was really cool. The shows for everything that went wrong for people in the week prior leading up to that, the rain, the different things, the injuries, ICW put on a hell of a weekend.
Yeah, it's like if they were testing ICW, like so much shit happened that weekend. Like at one point I thought, okay, this shit ain't happening. Like this show is not happening. It was like thing after one another and another and another and another, and they roll with the punches and they deliver and had amazing shows. So shout out to ICW, to Danny DeManto and his team, because man, they killed it. They overcame every single obstacle that was thrown at them. Yeah, it was a really good show.
Before y'all wrap this up, though, I got a question.
What's up?
What was he doing there?
So he was
We have to go through that.
he was only supposed to do a Q&A. And
Let's
then right
more
now
than
they're really pushing the guys from 44OH. They're getting a big push, and Atticus Cogar was in the ring, was running his mouth, and Nick H is pretty much the storyline that it wasn't at ICW, it was GCW, is Nick Gage versus Ricochet Page and the guys from 44OH.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess other promotions are kind of sticking to that storyline. So Nick Cage came out in the truck, like on the bed of the truck, because he can walk. He recently injured
Mhm.
his leg,
Yeah, we
and
about
he came out. He was like, "Oh yeah, you think like pretty much calling out Atticus Cogar, like, oh, you think you're all this and that, you think you're the big shit." So he's like, I got something for you, and you hear New Jack's music hit, and everybody was expecting to see him coming out from the entrance, just where everybody was coming out from. And he actually came out of the truck, and people went nuts. Like
I could imagine.
you should have seen the pop that people reacted. It was so crazy, dude. And he went to the ring and whatever, and they did the little thing. But yeah, it was really good.
Fantastic, man. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed your trip and seeing all that crazy shit that I'll never go see. But I mean, that's why we got here so y'all can talk about it. I mean, y'all can call me whatever you want, but I'm going to be the guy not at the show. You can call me that at the end of it. I love wrestling, so I support it. That's why we have it on the show, and that's why I have y'all talk about it. Even these pictures that I show, I get uncomfortable that y'all send me. So it's kind of like I just move on to the next one. When I see it, I was like, oh. I can imagine in person seeing that. I mean, yeah, I'm a whatever, but yeah, call it what it is.
Yeah.
But thanks, man. Appreciate it, and hope you'll be back soon to tell us more. Anything going on, real quick, on because you usually are Luke expert as well, man of many
So
hats.
usually
Anything quick? You have like 30 seconds.
yeah, usually there has to be something lucha related, and this time it's not really related to the sport, but it's more of a situation that that it's kind of sad, when people get cyberbullied for whatever reason. There's been bad cases that lead to someone's death, and but luckily not everybody takes it the same, and some are able to overcome those type of things, those type of situation. So there's this girl called Lady Black that was being harassed, and she was being cyberbullied by Triple A's Estrella Divina, which is an exotico. So what happened is that this Lady Black was under going through rough times in life. She had recently getting divorced from her husband, and she lost a kid that she was pregnant. She lost her kid, and she fell in depression. She started, talking to people who she thought were friends and stuff. One thing led to another, and she started getting sexual with a guy named Dragon Horus, not Rey Horus from Lucha Underground. It has nothing to do with him. It's just a different person. And one thing led to the other. They started sexting, talking explicit conversations, and this and that. And it became, it got so bad that at one point this guy Dragon Horus was just messaging and looking for the girl just whenever he wanted to get that type of content, that type of conversation. He was calling her at all times, video calling her, and she thought, to herself, that's enough. That's enough for me. I don't want this and this and that. So he said he was gonna expose her, whatever. And this guy Dragon Horus was the uh, partner of Estrella Divina, partner as in like in a romantic way. And Lady Black didn't know about it. So Estrella Divina has a big following in Mexico because she represents the gay community back home in Mexico. So she has a big following, and she started making posts on Facebook about Lady Black, how she was a whore, she was a hoe, that she was a homewrecker, and she was asking her fans if anybody wanted her her nudes or whatever of Lady Black, that she will share them, and people started messaging Lady Black, telling them all kinds of shit, like, oh, you're a whore and you're nasty and this and that. So it got pretty bad. And as of now, I don't think there has been any type of punishment to Estrella Divina from AAA, which I think, in my opinion, that should be a thing. They should do some type of punishment, suspension, because things like that are serious. Luckily, she didn't take it so bad to where she had to end her life or hurt herself.
Never come to that. You know what I mean? Like we shouldn't even
Yeah.
get close to fucking cyberpunks.
Yeah, but if if it could have gotten, it could have been worse.
We know that
And,
it gets worse. We've seen it.
yeah,
Long ago.
yeah. So on the article that I read, they compared the situation to the recent Hannah Kimura.
Mm-hmm.
So, but like I said, luckily it didn't get that far, and she was able to get help and overcome the situation. But yeah, it was pretty fucked up that Estrella Divina started, saying all those things that, oh, I'm gonna share your private pictures and this and that
Yeah.
without any kind of punishment from AAA.
We'll see how that goes. I mean, hopefully they realize they need to do something.
Hopefully.
All right, man. Well, appreciate it. Thanks for coming. Thanks for dropping knowledge, covering 2 segments. Numero uno, doing it dos veces. Thank you so much, man. We'll talk to you soon, man. Be safe.
Thank you. Have a good one, guys.
Sure, brother.
Wow.
Running a little late, so let's just jump right into it, man. I know we want to cover that, but we can just get to the AEW segment. That's another much anticipated segment every week.
Yep.
Hey guys, how's everybody going?
AEW expert herself.
All right, guys, I'm gonna go a little fast. I know we want to get to Maddie. She's the star here.
Literally.
So if you haven't seen AEW and you want to know, here it is. So AEW Women's Tag Team Tournament Night 2 was on Monday. We got 2 new teams. We got the Swole family that Milky covered earlier. So we got Big Swole, Little Swole that went up against the Nightmare Sisters. And we had, that will be going up next week against Nightmare Sisters. And then we have Diamante and Ivelisse, who won their match and who are going up against Tay Conti and Anna Jay. My picks in the tournament moving forward is probably going to be the Nightmare Sisters, although I wish it would be the Swole family. And I think Diamante and Ivelisse will take it and head to the finals as well to take them on. At least those are my picks. But if you guys have other picks, let me know. I want to see what people are thinking. But I did love that they let Dasha wrestle. She impressed me so much. I'd never seen her wrestle. I didn't even know she was training to be a wrestler. And she teamed up with Rachel, and they were great together. They had good chemistry. They were a great team. So I hope that they bring them back in some form as either a tag or just to give Rachel another one-off, because she was also on Dark. But I'd like to see her on Dynamite because she's great. She's got great energy and she's just, I don't know, I really like her and I'd like to see her more on TV. Okay, so jumping into Dynamite is I'm just going to touch on some of the stuff. Huh?
We'll start with the melee.
Oh my God.
So,
they love starting off with these tag teams just going full throttle. And, of course, this week was no different. It was Dark Order, Uno, and Grayson against the Young Bucks. And they just go like straight into it. It's like, and here they are and boom, action. off the ropes and dives and this and that, which is great. I love it. It starts to show off, but then it kind of like teeters a little bit, after a while. It's like it gets to be a little too much, but I do like Evil Uno doing his little ninja moves. He what was it? Got on the top rope, jumped onto Grayson jumped on the top rope, stepped onto Uno's back, stepped onto Nick Jackson's back, and then like Honokarana's Matt Jackson's like, what the hell happened? It was pretty good. They all the tag teams are upping their game for this tag team appreciation night. Each one came out with some cool new moves, which was really nice. Even Omega and Hangman, they're just brutes out there, V triggers and lariats and everything. So they're great. So we have Young Bucks beat Uno and Grayson. Then, we get the MJF segment where he comes out as the presidential, very presidential and hashtag not my champion kind of a thing. Moxley interrupts him, takes him down. They're going to meet it all out, which is, you got your Moxley shirt on.
I always have a different outfit for every week.
Yeah.
Try to have a reason.
I'm loving this feud. And, this is one thing that I really like that AEW does, as opposed to some of the other ones that they don't have them keep fighting and fighting and fighting until the main event. They're actually just basically crap talking each other and shit talking each other until it happens. And they're just letting MJF have free reign, just go off, I love if you go back and look at AEW Dynamite when Moxley is doing his promo, you can see Tony Khan in the background, and he's just like, you could just tell he's like fanboy, just like with his coffee. He's like, what? This is so good. That was me. I loved it. I had to admit I wasn't a fan of John Moxley somewhere else when he was under a different name, but I'm a fan of him here. I liked John Moxley. I didn't like the middle, but I like John Moxley again. So John Moxley's back. The other surprise of the night was the debut of a new ref, Mike Chioda. I don't know if he's going to be permanently there or if this was just kind of a one-off show, but he did two matches. The first match he did was the Scorpio Sky versus Cody, which I know, Brad, it was kind of a bummer.
Let's just move on,
Yeah.
I don't watch it live.
So Cody retains, and we also got the debut of the new belt, the finally finished belt. There it is with all of its gold and red and beautiful. Less I don't know, raw looking, I guess.
That's just my opinion. It still doesn't look finished. But
it doesn't. It looks really plain around the TNT. I don't know. I feel like there should be more, but it does look better to me than just the plain silver or steel, whatever it was. Yeah, it's still kind of growing on me, but it is better looking. Although it looks like there's Graceland on the side. I don't know why. I still see Graceland. Yeah, I don't know. But I did like the new belt. If you guys didn't or did like the new belt, let me know. I'm just curious what the consensus is. I've seen kind of both. Then we move on. We get Hangman and Omega versus Jurassic Express, which was, I liked it. It's a good match. I don't know what it's leading up to. I don't know if it was just like kind of a one-off thing or they're really trying to start a rivalry, but I did like their match. I do like the fact that even though Marco Stunt isn't technically in the match, that they still use him, even if he's like a weapon. Yeah. They lift him up over the head and they throw him over the rope. But I like it. Let's see. I'm not sure. People are calling this. So we have this tag team appreciation night. Then we see the.
You don't know what that is?
Exactly.
You know what that house is, right?
No.
It's Ted Turner's. It's Ted Turner's old property from Georgia, I believe.
Oh, that's even worse.
It's pretty bad.
I'm just gonna, in my mind, it's a tribute to Elvis, and it's just Graceland.
Yeah, that off now. All right.
That one's better.
Yeah.
So we had the Rock and Roll Express, we had Tully Blanchard, and we had Arn Anderson out there with the Young Bucks and FTR. And I'm not sure, like we had FTR attack Rock and Roll Express, but I'm not sure if it's their heel turn or what the storyline is going to be with it. I mean, we all know that the Rock and Roll Express are like, the Young Bucks were influenced by the Rock and Roll Express, and they really love each other, and there's a whole love fest out there.
Yeah.
So I don't know if them attacking Rock and Roll Express is like them attacking the Young Bucks kind of a way. We'll see what happens, but I don't know. It was just kind of I'm waiting to. I really actually do want to see where the storyline goes. It's one of those things to where it's not predictable. At least to me, it wasn't where they're heading with it. So I'm curious, and I like the rift between Tully and Arn, where they're going after each other, and then Sean Spears comes out, to attack. So then we move on to the women's match, which was great because Heather Monroe was there, Texas fave. She's always at Ladies Night Out. She's always in Houston. Very seldom does she make her way to San Antonio, but when she does, I have seen her. I love her so much. So it was great to see her show up on Dynamite against Sheeta, and she gave a good match. She gave Sheeta a really, really good match. So I really hope they bring her back again for either Dark or I know it's hard from California, but I really hope they bring her back because I thoroughly enjoyed her. Why she's such a secret, I have no idea. It's like I never understood why. As soon the moment I saw her, I was like, man, she's just got something, Right. She really does. Then we have the last segment, which is the Orange Cassidy Jericho match, the $7,000 with obligation match to pay for his suit that keeps getting more and more orange as the weeks go by.
Yeah,
but I am really always surprised at how over Orange Cassidy is, that he got the match with Jericho not once but twice, and I think he has the best Superman punch. I don't know. He flies. Yeah. That guy flies, and he just gets I don't know. He just sells it, and the people who he's with just really sell it, and I really love it. And it's always surprising to me that he has this docile character, and that he can just go all of a sudden just switch and goes off. And that's what he did with Jericho. The pin at the end was a little awkward. Yeah, the mousetrap at the end was a little awkward, but he got the win, which was nice. So I want to see where he goes from there.
That was like the fourth watch of the match. There was some those corkscrew takedowns they kept botching. It was hard to watch.
Yeah, it's kind of hard because Jericho's not as young and nimble as he once was. So some of those
that bot is growing.
Yeah, yes, it is. His pandemic bot. I'm telling you. I think he had a little too much rock and roll in Sturgis.
Another day.
Yeah, exactly. But I think that it may have been a little bit awkward, but in the end, Cassidy got the win, and it was awesome.
For our guest.
I know. I'm ready for Maddie too. Literally.
Well, thanks, Mel.
Thanks, guys.
Like I said, y'all don't have to watch AEW. Just tune into the pit, and you'll know all you need to know. Right. Thanks so much.
Bye, guys.
See you soon. Man, we're running way over. We try to get this thing so more organized, and we just get worse and worse every week. But luckily, we've been pretty lucky to have patient guests. And I've been chatting with our guest as she's been waiting patiently, and I see her with a big smile on her face. So let's go ahead and just bring her in. Let us welcome her into the pit. Welcome, Maddie.
I'm good. I just finished training, so it's hot.
We catch everybody either before, in the middle, or after training.
Yeah, we had Moonshine after training. We had Ryan during training. He had just literally worked out with Gino.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna keep saying literally this whole time though, just so you know.
Literally.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Maddie, how's life in the current state of everything going on in the world?
It's reality right now. It's very interesting. So we just started training again, and we have our lovely hybrid masks that we wear during training. So it makes it extra hot, but extra safe as well.
That is most these days, yeah.
Do you have to wear your mask?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we have to wear it all the time. Before we go into the building, we get our temperatures checked. hand sanitizer. We space out during warm-ups, and then when we go in the ring, we still have our masks on. So the mask doesn't come off till we come outside.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice for us to do
Right.
I bet it's rough. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sitting in my chair in the air conditioned. Yeah.
Yeah. So how are y'all doing?
Doing good. So we got your just literally fans.
Yeah,
Everybody.
Oh,
So
yeah.
happy with the launch of your merch. So cool too.
Yes, and y'all can still buy it on my big cartel website. Trying to figure out how this flipped camera works.
Working, we started. Awesome. How are things going there at the? I'm a big, hybrid School of Wrestling supporter over the years.
Yeah.
With all this.
Yeah, no, they're good. Like I said, we're taking all the safety precautions. We've actually split into 2 groups. And so the second group is literally going on like right now. I'm fortunate enough to be in the early one, but also unfortunate enough to be in the early one because it's really hot.
So with that being said, I mean, I'm sure this is where you started. This was the school that you started at your training, right?
Yes.
Was
Sorry,
that based on location or was that based for a reason? Like, why did you choose hybrid?
So I like to say that it's fate. So I actually went to a fantasy camp first at Row, and because that's where I wanted to start at first. So I went there and I met Gino, and I was actually in San Marcos for school, and he told me one day that there was a show and that the hybrid School of Wrestling was going to be like helping put it on, and that he would introduce me to Chris Marvel, which is Coach Marvel. And so that just happened to be the Chavo Guerrero show. And after that whole show happened, he brought me up and I met Marvel, and he was like, oh yeah, come in, like literally like the next day. And I came in, I sat there and I waited, and it was very intimidating walking into like such a prestigious like place. They had like the rings up. I had never, like, obviously I'd seen a ring before, but to like be that close to it and like realize that that's a step towards your goal is surreal. I got to talk to him and I signed up that day.
We're doing a count. We're doing a count as we're doing. And I like I said, in my interactions with Coach Marvel, or I don't call him coach, he's not my coach, but Marvel. It's like there's no waiting. Like, oh well, maybe next week you can come by or whatever. It's like why aren't you already here?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because if this is your dream, then you literally shouldn't go as soon as you can.
So what initially brought you towards wrestling? Like, what made you want to start wrestling?
Yeah, so my brother, we always watched it together. We always had like always in everything, whether it's wrestling or any show, we always chose a character like, oh, that's me. And that was what we did. And so Lita was me. But of course, when we would play like the video games, you couldn't always play as the girls at first in like the regular matches. So my second was always Scotty Too Hottie, because I had to hit the worm finisher.
You know someone's a true wrestling fan when they quote Scotty Too Hottie as like one of their.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Like, you were really examining. You were looking at everyone's gimmick and their talent and everything.
Yeah. I mean, you went with Lita and you went with Scotty Too Hottie. You didn't go with Chris or Stone Cold or The Rock. Like, that's awesome.
Yeah, you always hear about The Rock, the Hogan, and all that. I don't know. I think I've ever heard anybody quote Scotty Too Hottie at me. So I think
yeah, I'm still working on my worm on the off chance that I do get to like show him. So if anyone knows him, let him know. I'm looking for lessons.
Be doing it like I'm just drawing a blank. The guy that does the worm now.
Oh, Otis. It's like an inchworm or something.
Yeah, I think you can do better job.
I'm hoping so.
Yeah, that's cool.
So now that you're training, you're working at shows. what was it like when wrestling disappeared from your life for a little while?
Honestly, wrestling took up a huge portion of my life. So literally, like, I wasn't even sure what to do. Because again, here at Hybrid, training is essential. We train Monday through Friday. Monday through Thursday. We used to do 7 to 10. So that's like 3, 4, 6, I can't do math. 12 hours.
12 hours.
Yeah, so literally it like consumed my life, because then on the weekends I had shows booked. So it was weird. I watched a lot of Netflix, caught up on a lot of WWE Network. Yeah, it was like weird.
Did you have any apprehension coming back into training, coming back into the mix with everything that was going on?
100%. Because it was like 2 months or so, maybe 3, that everything was shut down. So literally, like, getting back in the ring and even doing rolls, because like the first month or so that we started, it was no contact at all, purely rolling, purely like distance. One person was on this side of the ring, another person was on the other side, and so we rolled literally for 3 hours. And that was the first time in my 2 years here at Hybrid that I actually vomited. So
That's a good benchmark.
Yeah.
You can check
Yeah,
that
it was. It was. I was like, oh, all the things that they put us through, like coming back from quarantine. That's the thing that got me the rolls.
Were you working out in quarantine?
I mean, yeah, for the most part, but not the same way I was. It was very hard to stay not motivated, but it kind of was like you never knew when it was going to end. It was very hard.
Oh, nobody knew in the beginning. It's like, is this 3 months? Is this going to be a year? Like, we didn't know.
Yeah, you definitely thought it was like, oh, maybe a week or something.
Yeah. As a promoter, I mean, I've already had to cancel 3 shows. I kept like, well, is it going to be another month? And I kept trying to do shows and kept having to cancel them because you just don't know how long it's going to be.
Yeah, for sure.
Which you're aware of, because of course I wanted you on the show too.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, yeah. I might have known.
So now we're moving to Mission Pro Wrestling coming up in September. How do you feel about that?
I'm literally really excited. Once I found out that who I was wrestling, I got even more excited. So I was on the inaugural Mission Pro Wrestling, and I got to go against my trainer, Jazz. So of course, it was my first match on the independent scene. To go against Jazz, that is like, literally, it's like unheard of, and it was terrifying. Like, extremely terrifying. I just remember before I went out, like, of the curtain, I was like, oh my God, I'm literally gonna throw up. I'm gonna throw up. Like, I'm literally gonna throw up. And the ref was like, just take deep breaths, take deep breaths. I was like, I'm about to die. Like, it's my trainer, but like, she's also Jazz, and she doesn't have any mercy. Like, there's literally no mercy with her.
Yeah, and I mean, the familiarity of her being the coach probably helped you zero, if not made it worse.
Yeah, no, because what I learned, she taught me. So that means she knows it and more.
Like, what are you going to do to her if she's not going to see coming, right?
Yeah, and she's already spotted it from a mile away. She already knows like 20 counters. Like, it's fine.
There was a compliment on
It was a good match. I personally enjoyed it a lot. I'm really am looking forward to this match particular for Mission Pro myself. What are you looking forward to about your rivalry or your match with Baby D coming up?
So I recently learned from other podcasts and blogs that she is a 3rd-generation wrestler, and I was not aware of that. So with that, I'm not necessarily scared. I am excited about it. I'm ready for the challenge because I know she's been doing this a little bit longer than me. But the reality is, it doesn't really matter how long you've been doing it. When you come from a school like Hybrid and you train like me and you are reality, literally, I think I have a good shot.
This programming note, and for the fans, I know I had said that Baby D was going to be joining us. she got admitted to the hospital and just got out and wasn't really up to being on the show. So she's actually gonna try to come on soon. No programming notes. Sorry, just had to throw that out there because we advertised that y'all were both going to be on this week, but she's not going to make it today.
No. Yeah, I hope she's doing better, but I just hope she's doing better so that she can come out on September 18th, and then I can show her what reality is, and then we'll make her feel better after that as well.
we stopped and then we shot on Baby D again. I love it.
Yeah.
We want her to feel better so she can make it to September 18th.
Yeah.
She'll be literally, she'll be a really good challenger. And I'm excited. I'm excited to see what she has to offer. I know, I think Bert Vixen and Killa Kate both have said that she is a powerhouse. I have not had the opportunity to go against her yet, so we'll see how my speed can match up. I'm excited.
Yeah.
When I saw the full match card announced, I mean, this is one of the matches that just jumped out at me. And that's why we started with y'all. This is our first week of promoting the show.
Ooh.
We wanted to start with it just literally jumped off the screen on me, and I was like, yeah, we got to get them on. Because I'm fans of both of y'all. So I was like, y'all are going against each other. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to be front row for that. Like, I can't wait.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm very excited. I know it's going to be difficult. I know it's going to be very difficult, but I'm preparing really hard. So I'm excited.
Yeah, your coaches will make sure of that. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. We got Funaki and Marvel here every day. So.
Indeed.
Indeed.
What's it like being on Mission Pro's card in general right now, with them being all women and them trying to kickstart a revolution here in Texas? What's that like for you?
So honestly, it's incredible. First off, to have that all women run promotion isn't literally anything you see nowadays. However, one person in particular that makes me very proud to be on that show is Thunder Rosa. I have the pleasure of being on a couple of shows with her before, but the most recent one I did, she actually took a stand up for the women and demanded that we had our own locker room. And that kind of took me aback. And so when I saw that she was running an all women's promotion, I definitely knew I had to be a part of that, because it's something that I would like to represent women wrestlers as. And I know that she will do an amazing job portraying, putting us out there like that.
And with kind of, I don't know, I know it's not the reason that this all happened, but it was kind of with that speaking out movement that came out. Kind of, I mean, horrible things happen to make that movement, of course, but we're trying to find the silver lining, and promotions like Mission Pro is that, because now we're going to get to see a feature that should have been happening decades ago, you know?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I'm really excited. Yeah, literally all of the matches are very exciting. I'm hoping that I will be able to watch them. I know I was at the last Mission Pro, and so I'm thinking of all the different spots that I can look and see all those great matches that are going to happen.
Yeah, well, they're setting the ring up at the other side of the building this time, so you have to find a new spot.
Oh, man, I'm just going to ask them to go on the top of the building or something.
There you go.
I'm like, I'll be careful, I promise.
Speaking of the card, though, if you weren't going up against Baby D, or also anybody else on the card that you're excited to see or would have liked to match up against?
I mean, obviously the obvious pick, I would be excited to go against Thunder Rosa.
Sure.
She is way more experienced than me, so I would like to have a little bit more experience under my belt before I step into the ring with her. One person, I guess, that I haven't gone against, and I'm kind of surprised I haven't yet, would be Rachel Rose. I think we both have similar attitudes in a sense, some more negative and sour than others, but both very outspoken and passionate. So I definitely think that that's someone that I would love to encounter in the ring.
I'd buy a ticket.
I would. I want to see that Burt Vixen match. I'm really looking excited to when you and Burt Vixen match up one day at Mission Pro. That's going to be that. Burt Vixen's kind of who I cheer for out here for women's wrestling, other than Thunder, like like that. So I didn't get to see her as much toward the end of the year, but Burt and my chick out here, I've been really waiting to action some more. But I think that would be a good matchup as well.
Yeah, it would be a little bit heartbreaking. I think the ladies' night out that I did, we actually were teamed up. We called ourselves secretly the Green Giants. So it would be a little bit heartbreaking for the Green Giants to get pit against each other, but it might have to happen.
Friendly competition.
Sure.
It's wrestling.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds like my co-main event that I had, but I was just really. It was you and I had Burt Vixen, Maddie, and Mel would be the match.
One day. Outside of Pro, who in Texas are you wanting to work with next?
I definitely would like to work with Jazz again. 100%. She's Jazz one. But I think that might be my number one. Also, I'm still a little bit salty about that Gnostico promo tournament. Not to bring up old news, but Jasmine Allure, I still have some beef with her.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's another one I'd like to work with. She's just down the road from me, so I maybe have to pay her a little visit someday, give her a reality check on how this really works.
Nice. There's also you've worked with a rival that her husband's been on the show, Luscious.
What? She loves me.
Yeah, she does in her way. Maybe.
Yeah, her and her husband, they are interesting people, and both of them have literally deserved every single reality check that they've gotten, and more to come. Definitely.
I'm digging it.
This is quickly becoming my favorite interview we've ever done.
I'm just like, yeah, more. Who else can we bring up?
You're just adding the salt, stirring the pot.
That's what I do in this group. That's all I do. Just stir the pot.
Yeah. No, Luscious, she's definitely really good competition. However, it doesn't help me, but it definitely helps her when her little husband has to come in and save the day. But I definitely enjoy our literally kids versus simply studtacular, but they're never gonna beat us fairly, and that's the issue. I think they need to realize that the reality of it is it may be a little past their time, and it's my time. My time is coming.
Damn, it is getting hot in here.
It's self-promotion.
Get it.
We have no problem with that here. Like, I have no name on the show, so I have no problem with it.
Yeah, the platform was opened.
Right, exactly.
The pit is a place where you can say what you want to.
Yeah, it's reality, so I have to bring the realness out. I gotta show y'all what's real and what's not.
Absolutely. Well, like you said, I mean, this has been one of my absolute most favorite episodes. I've been doing this for months. I mean, we've had Thunder Rosa in here. We've had all these people we've said pretty much have been in the pit. But yeah, this is
mostly everybody that's been in here has been nice. Like even like our heels in here, they come in, they're like, "Oh, hey guys, thanks for having me." Blah blah. But this was great.
I'm awesome. Nice. I'm just real nice about it.
No, it's even better.
Yeah, you got to be real. No fakeness. No fakeness. That's what gets reality checks.
Yeah, love it. So I guess it's this time of the show we call the end of our show the go home segment, and we always end with guests. And it's a rapid fire, kind of rapid, not super rapid. We say you get 5 answer. It's any questions. Brad asks 10, I ask 10. We go back and forth, and you got 5 seconds to answer each question. It's we get utterly entertained with this segment. So far it's been a pretty good hit with the guests as well. So hope you enjoy it. But yeah, this is our go home segment. So we let Brad kick it off. Now, are you ready?
No, but it sounds like we're going.
All right, just to go over the rules. Quick answers only. Our questions will be mostly either yes or no or quick answer. You got 5 seconds to answer, or we got to skip you, and you just get laughed at, literally. So here we go.
It's an AEW 5 seconds. I think it's like 10 because it's like 1.
Yeah, like somewhere between like 5 and 8, but you got it. All right, Maddie, what temperature is your house set at?
That's not a yes or no question, but it's at 78.
Yeah, these are just short answers. None of them are really yes or no. What's your second most favorite word?
Besides literally?
Yeah, second most favorite.
Kardashians.
I was gonna say,
That's pretty good. What living celebrity do you most identify with?
Kourtney Kardashian. Next one.
aisle seat or window seat?
Window.
All right, who do you think is shorter, Hornswoggle or Vicky the Prince of Hybrid?
Or Richie, Prince of Hybrid.
Exactly.
So you can talk to her.
I can attest.
What's your favorite number and why?
2, because it's even.
Nice.
Okay. Android or iPhone?
Android.
What is something popular that annoys you?
Cardi B.
Ooh. If you're the first person into an empty movie theater, what seat are you choosing to sit in?
All of them.
Oh,
Nice. If you could have any animal as a pet, what would it be?
A wolf.
name something that scared you as a child that still scares you as an adult.
Shoot. I don't know. Life. Hard questions.
Okay.
Nice. What's invisible but you wish people could see?
What's invisible what you wish people could see? Ghosts.
Ooh. How many episodes of Jerry Springer would you say you watched?
Oh, I've watched all of Jerry Springer.
Fair.
That was my show.
Fair.
What's the best Wi-Fi name you've ever seen?
Mine. Hide your kids, hide your Wi-Fi.
I like that one. How many French toast do you think you could eat if $1 million were on the line?
How big are they? Are they the strips? Oh, 5.
Okay.
If animals could talk, which would be the rudest?
Cats. My cat is definitely the rudest. And she doesn't even talk, but I know she is.
What song gets stuck in your head more than you'd like it to?
Soft as a Sin, Enzo Amore's theme song.
Toilet paper, over or under?
Over.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
Not even debate.
I literally cannot take it. Sorry, go ahead.
How old were you when you stopped believing in Santa?
Santa's not real.
I've done it. I knew it. I was worried.
Word again. All right. Well, and this show, the 20th question is always the same. And I've hated every answer so far. Brad's loved every answer so far. Do pineapples go on pizza?
Yes.
Ah, yeah! Undefeated still. You, Josh, you need to get your shit together and eat pineapple pizza, man. He hates it. He hates it.
But it makes it feel like you're eating something healthy.
It does.
You're like, fruit.
Yes. Josh, what else did you have?
I hate this. That's all we got.
Go.
Thank you so much for your time, and
thank you all for having me.
Looking forward to seeing you on September 18th.
Yes,
Missy
yes.
Pearl,
I'm
literally cannot wait. What did the
literally.
I think we went over 20 something literally. They were counting the chat.
Oh,
Last
yeah,
time,
very funny.
but I think they're behind. I think there was way more than that. They got tired of
I
counting.
think we were at like 33.
Yeah, we'll go with 33. 33 is the number. Thank you so much, Patty. Looking forward to seeing you September 18th and in the future. Maybe at AEW.
Yeah, thank y'all so much for having me.
All
It
right,
was
we'll be
literally so much fun.
Literally.
awesome. Thank you.
Bye.
What a great guest.
Man, like I just felt like I was smiling and laughing the whole time. That was such a good interview.
You know,
it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks, but we liked it, right?
I will be honest with you. This interview was interesting for me because I knew a ton about everybody else. So I was, and I knew them. So I was really curious how it was going to go for me. If anybody was going to shoot on me for all the shit I've said or anything like that.
Yeah.
But this one was really cool because I don't know as much about Maddie. I've only seen what I've seen at shows and what I've seen on YouTube. So going into this one, I was like, any question I ask is going to be a great question for me. I'm going to learn something. So it was a fun interview, and she was a lot of fun.
And she's by far the youngest guest we've had, I believe.
Is she?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure she's the youngest guest we've had. And I mean,
For a bit, until we get Roxy.
Yeah. One of these days. We're working on that one. Well, we're working on it. We're working on it. So a couple of things wrapping up. We're hoping Baby D will be on next week. I mean, she is out of the hospital. She's getting better. It was just like day of out of hospital onto a talk show. Nah, get rest. Like, we care more about people being healthy and getting better, you know?
Absolutely.
And we're hoping for her. We'll, advertise it this week coming up. Other things going on. What else is going on? Local news, South Texas wrestling local news. There's been rumors of a GCWA PPW co-promoted show that is in the works. And that I can neither confirm nor deny. Stay tuned and tune in next week for more.
I hope I can confirm or deny my presence at said show.
Yeah, we're talking about it. Of course, number one priority is safety. That's what everybody says. We run a clean show, know that, blah, blah, blah. We're not going to be just saying it. Like, we're going to fucking do the best we can. The best that can be done. I mean, that's the goal. And if we can't, then we won't do it. I mean, we want shows. We miss shows. We want wrestling. We want to promote shows. But we want people to be safe. We don't want anybody. I mean, yeah, we're the young and healthy aren't the ones that are at, most danger, but their families are that they go home to, you know what I mean? So we got to care about all that. So we're working on it, guys. And as we have more details, you will have them.
Yeah. And I've had a couple people ask me this question, but for everybody that's in our groups, when we have PPW, people have reached out about tailgates. That's not something I'm even thinking about right now. My goal is always to support Josh in however I can help him with the show or anything like that. There's going to be a time for tailgates and whatnot, but we're going to support everybody best by following whatever rules and guidelines go. And then we'll try to have our own internal party inside at the show.
Yeah, we'll do the best we can with that. There will not be an official sponsored tailgate, though. I mean, y'all are grown and can do what you want, but will not be affiliated with PPW, correct, the militia, Southwest Wrestling family. We just want y'all there. We want to spend time. We want to have shows that we can go to and talk about, and then we'll grow. And hopefully when this stuff gets, I mean, we know it's never going to be the same, but when we get back to as close to normal as we can, we'll do things like that.
We'll establish the new reality.
Yeah, literally.
25
is according to Brandon.
Nobody asked me about my wrestling shirt before we go. I'm kind of upset because I typically wear my same shirts, but I just want to throw a shout out to my boy Dmitry Alexandrov this week. Got my gear in last week. I'm excited. One day we're gonna have him on the show. When I get the guts to interview him, we'll have him on the show.
Oh, he's coming. Oh, I will get him on the show.
Wait,
I have
take it easy.
I have ends to get him on. So yeah,
I want to so bad. Once we get past our segments with Mission Pro.
Yeah, because that's our number one priority right now. Just in case y'all didn't watch last week, we are an official sponsor of Mission Pro Wrestling. For this show and all shows going forward, we will be continuing to be a sponsor. For number one reason is because Mel Cervantes owns it, and we support everything she does because she's awesome.
Yep.
And she always shows us love, so we're going to continue to do that. And Mel Cervantes, if y'all don't know who that is, that's Thunder Rosa, who we've been talking about.
Yep.
Boom. Another one. All right, man. Appreciate you. We good? We ready to shoot it on to wrap it up and get ready for next week.
I'll see you then.
Latest.